Hello, everyone. I'm Mark Hunter of Action Coach, and you're watching Business Spotlight. And today I have the absolute pleasure of speaking to Alan Ramsay of A&C Precision Engineering. Alan, thank you very much for joining us today. How you doing?
I'm very well, thank you.
Excellent, excellent. Um, Alan, can you tell the audience a little bit about yourself? Tell us a bit about A&C Precision Engineering, maybe what your business does, and how long have you been in business for?
Well, we've been in business for 10 years. My background is a mechanical engineer. I'm a business partner. Chris is a sliding head specialist as well. That's my background also. CNC setter, sliding head specialist as well. And we were 20 plus years in a previous business and both moved to Aberdeen to further our careers. But quite quickly realised Dundee, Aberdeen, not as good as our job on our doorstep. So we made the decision in 2013 to look to start the business A&C. And we now actually are only 3 weeks away from, or 4 weeks away from our 10th anniversary. We first started cutting metal in February 2014. So we now have 10 sliding heads in the business with just 18 staff. So it's been quite a meteoric rise because we didn't think we'd have this many staff, this many machines in 10 years. But the industry we're in, subcontract machining, the demands are really high, and there is quite a lot of work out there for everybody.
Amazing, amazing. It's good to hear that. Going into business for yourself 10 years ago. You're here, and it's you've kind of hit your targets, but you've probably said there that you've kind of overachieved, or it's never you never thought
Definitely.
you never envisioned that it would be this big. So my question for you then, and for anyone who's watching out there, is that what's been the secret to that success then?
This, I think the biggest thing myself and Chris found is that as the owners of the business, we deal with our customers day to day ourselves. When they phone up the company, they can get to speak to me and Chris. We know where orders are. If they want to expedite orders, we can tell them on the spot there and then, yes or no. And it's definitely a personal touch, I think, is what makes a difference when you build business relationships. Like I say, it's people want to speak to people as well. I mean, emails is great, but people pick up the phone, they want to speak and get reassurance that their jobs are progressing on target. And one thing that does help when the success, I suppose, of the business is quality. I think quality speaks for itself. You've won the order, so quality and on-time delivery are the two main factors. If you can't deliver parts on time and they're not to the quality expected, you won't get repeat orders. It's as
Yeah.
simple as that, really.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah. So you worked for another company for 20 years before forming A&C.
Yep.
Um, what was that like then? First off, going from an employee to now working for yourself
Well,
and
let's say
eventually
there
being an
was
employer.
a 15-month gap there that we did. Obviously, myself and Chris took the plunge, decided to go to Aberdeen, but that was also new to us in the office, sales orders, dealing with customers on the phone. We'd never done that before. But there's nothing like working for yourself.
Yeah.
So, but the biggest pitfall, as any was business owner will tell you, is finding staff and finding the right staff. So it takes you time to build up that team, and it's like everything else. Without the right staff, the business wouldn't be successful. So as a credit and a testament to the staff, we also have that we have the continued success, and the customers keep coming back, and that makes a difference as well.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. It's having the right people on board and everything. Absolutely. It certainly makes a difference
Mm-hmm.
for yourself as the owner, but also your employees as well, having everyone singing from the same hymn sheet, absolutely. It's massive. So what sort of other or what are the biggest challenges running not just in your business, but in your industry right now? And is there, and what does the sort of next 5 years look like?
Well, I think there's a lot of competition. I mean, we're a subcontract sliding head business, and 10 machines, as I said, yeah, there is competition is out there, but I also think there's enough work to go around for everybody as well. But once you build that customer base, as we spoke about, and you've got that loyalty from your customers, they'll keep coming back as long as you're happy with the cost and you'll get the parts, but the quality and the lead times, I said to you earlier on. But the biggest challenge for any business is getting the right people in. And because sliding ahead is a niche, we have to train our own. So we've currently got 3 apprentices, and we're actually starting 2 more on Monday. So we have two new guys coming in, 17 and 18-year-old, and we have to train them. It'll probably take them about a year and a half, 2 years to get competent on the machines, where you can leave them on their own. And then the skill set is also going to be important for our business going forward. And you say the next 5 years, it's don't know. I mean, I'd say like still the same, but we've progressed. Other than the year of COVID where we dropped slightly in sales, we've progressed every year. And myself and Chris will have probably about a low expectation of sales for the year after, 5% usually, and every year we've just excelled that every year. So it's Mark, we don't know where we're going to be in 5 years, do we?
Yeah.
Continuing the same, great. But I think the fact that we've got 10 machines in the space of the first, well, it was 9 years in business. We haven't didn't add a machine last year. I think that really it's going to be that customers keep coming back. We look for new customers all the time. You've got to be open-minded as well. You can't say, oh, no one them as a customer or whoever, because you've heard stories. You've got to be open-minded and just take everything on face value and just keep building the business. Just the way we're going.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
Mark, I don't think there's a perfect business model. I mean, you go into business saying you've got this target, this plan. It doesn't work like that, because from day to day it can go out the window. You know what I mean? It's just you've got a plan set in place, and all of a sudden the customer comes along, wants X amount of parts. You're going to do your very best to meet their demand. And if you know it's going to be repeat work, you will pull out all the stops to maybe even buy another machine. Because the commitment's there from the customer, then you will, like I say, you'll make everything happen if you can do it. You know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely agree with you. Yeah, absolutely. Yes, we don't know what's going to happen in the next 5 years, and yeah, can totally relate to that. You know, customer comes through, yeah, got to respond to that. Absolutely, yeah. So brilliant answer. Thank you. So as a business owner, then in the last 10 years, what's been your biggest learning as a business owner?
Oh, that's a difficult one.
Or learnings, is there? There's
Yeah,
probably
yeah.
more than one.
I think, like I think that they've touched on there. You've got to be open-minded and not be dismissive of anything, because you can have somebody come to you and say, we need this part, and you look at it initially and you think that's maybe a bit complex for us, or it'll cause us issues. But you've then got to get your engineers. We've got good engineers here. You get them around the board, sit down, and look at the pros and cons. So the biggest learning for me, I think, is probably in the early days where we thought, oh, we can't do that. But now we're thinking, let's see how we can do it. So you've got to make sure you're a can-do business. And I think that's one of the biggest things for myself and Chris learning as well.
Yeah, yeah. And has that been in regards to sort of, learning about yourself as a person then? What have you learned about yourself in that time?
That's what I say. I'd like to say be more relaxed, but I think the staff maybe disagree with me. Sorry. Everybody you've got in your meeting your business, you can learn from every single person, whether it be business or it be employees. Everybody brings something different to the business. And when I speak to other business owners, most of us have the same issues. It's staff, getting the right staff, getting the skilled staff. But at the end of the day, you have to work with the staff you've got. And if really strive to train the staff in-house as well with your engineers, or you can bring external in and give them training.
Mhm. Um, Alan, is there anything that you would do differently at the start of your business then when you first started out?
Well, I think probably not. Myself and Chris, we had two machines when we first started. No customers. So in the early days, obviously, you're trying to build your customer base, but as a new startup, customers don't know anything about you or potential customers. So you've got to badger them with phone calls, emails, and hopefully they'll take a plunge on you and place an order. I suppose one thing that learning down the road, we bought two machines to start with a 16 millimeter bar diameter capacity. Ideally, quite quickly, we actually knew we needed a bigger machine because we were turning work away. So it took us 9 months to then get a 32 bar diameter machine. So probably the only thing was three machines instead of two, but finances dictated otherwise. So
Yeah,
that's why it was two.
yeah. Brilliant, brilliant. I've just got a couple of questions that I'd like to
Mhm.
ask. And you know, what I've kind of got from you is that you've got no problem getting out of your comfort zone and just going for it and trying it. Am I probably right in saying that? And is that some advice that you'd give to anyone who's going out into business for themselves, is to get out of their comfort zone and challenge themselves and push themselves to just keep going and try something?
Well, I think really, if you've got a belief and you've got a business, any business, not engineering, any business that you think, I'm going to make a go at this, go for it. Take the plunge. I mean, if you've got to have good support from your family and friends. Usually, people will tell you in business. I didn't think there's anybody in business that started out with the support of the family and friends coming in, working in, doing this, do that. And the good thing about that is usually do it for free. So
Yeah.
but definitely, the one bit of advice is go for it. Take the plunge. Have that commitment that things are going to work out and going to happen. And it's like nothing ventured, nothing gained, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. Absolutely. Yeah. Alan, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on. I have got just one last question to ask.
Mm-hmm.
Um, if you could speak to your 18-year-old self, is there any advice that you would give that person? Or maybe the guy who was that guy 10 years ago going into business for himself. What advice would you give?
18-year-old self would be start your business earlier. Once you've time served and got experience, definitely start the business earlier. Uh, 10 years ago, get a bit maybe training for knocking doors and phoning people. I don't think I would have come out very confident back 10 years ago asking people to give us orders. So it's yeah, it's a difficult one, but it's a good question, Matt. For 18, Christ, 35 years ago. Yeah,
Well,
definitely start. I didn't start the business till I was 42. So and Chris is quite a bit younger, not quite a bit, he's 8 years younger. So 32 would have been a better age, but circumstances dictate. But definitely I would say start the business earlier.
excellent. Excellent, Alan. I think, anyone who's watching is going to take some great advice there from a very experienced business owner. And you're 10 years this year. Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's fantastic. Well done to you, your partner and your family and, all your staff who have helped make that happen. So congratulations. 10 years. Brilliant. Good on you. Well done.
Thank
And
you, Matt.
and thank you very much for joining us on the Business Spotlight, Alan. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much.
No, you're welcome. I enjoyed that myself.
Good, good. And I hope you've enjoyed watching it. You've been watching Business Spotlight. I'm Mark Hunter. I've been joined by Alan Ramsay. Thank you very much for watching. See you later.